Hey, welcome, अस्सलाम वालेकुम, वेलकम टू बेटर पाकिस्तान, यस बेहतर पाकिस्तान। और बहुत एक्साइटमेंट है आज, चूंकि मैं देख रहा हूँ कि हम बड़ी कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि लोगों को अपलिफ्ट करें, आगे लेके जाएं, हाउ टू गो अप एंड अप एंड अप एंड अप। रियलिटी इज कि आप upward, जितना भी अपवर्ड जाना चाहते हैं, आपको बहुत सारे लोग पुलिंग डाउन, ओ माय गॉड, लेफ्ट राइट, एट होम, in your friend circle, and also at your workplace. Everywhere there are people pulling you down. In fact, many people are trying to attempt to tear you apart as well. That's all negativity in your life. And I always say, fire all the negative people from your life. Is so easier said than done. It's not easy. And in fact, I don't even know how to fire all the negative people from my life. I'm telling you right now, openly. I can't name it, otherwise I will be in big trouble. And I'm sure you cannot name all the negative people, but inside you, you know what I'm talking about. Is that right? आज हमारे साथ जो गेस्ट हैं वो साउथ अफ्रीका से हैं। उनको उर्दू बोलनी नहीं आती अभी तक, क्योंकि हमने अभी उनको टीच नहीं किया। However, he is the man who is teaching how to remove a negativity from your life, at work, at home, and in your friend circle. Wherever you go, get rid of all the negative people. You can't fire them, it's not easy. However, you need to learn how to have a conversation with them and convert them into a positive way. Try whatever I know, I already shared with you in many videos. However, I need to learn, freshen up my own knowledge, and for that purpose, I'm going to bring my guest, Jan Robberts. Jan Robberts, let me see if I can bring him. Jan Robberts is on, right now you're on the main screen. Your video is not coming, John. You need to remove, check on your video. Your video is not coming. There's some issue on your video. So, John, so please, okay, John, you are welcome. And John is the leader, and he has learned, as per my little understanding, from John Maxwell. John Maxwell, if you don't know, when it comes to the world leadership, he is the man. From United States, in fact, from Florida, if I'm not wrong, that's where our good friend Rehan Lawala met Jan Robberts, and then, you know, rest is history, what they say. Rehan Lawala, thank you, not from one side, two sides, because I need to learn from. I brought Jan Robberts myself for my own selfish reason, to learn from him how to do a value-based leadership. Because in the world, you know what, people like you and me, average people are very good people, except a very small percent. Anywhere in the world, on the average, on the most part, the people are very good people. You know what's the missing piece? The people who are not able to deliver what we need, that's our true leaders who are actually ruling the world. In every country, there's a prime minister or president or king or whoever. They have they are the leaders. They are selected or elected all over the world. Doesn't matter. We are talking about global today. It's not. However, their value in their leadership is missing, or it's a little. They need to notch up their game, take their value in their leadership to the next level and next level and next level. So that way, provided once we have a leader all over the world, in every country, every region around the world, people who are a value-based leadership, guess what's going to happen? We will live in a peaceful world. There won't be any fight. None. Zero fight. Why? Because they are actually negotiating and having a conversation how they can add more value to their own people. That's what that is. That should be a conversation on a table instead of fighting. I am all for peace, and I'm sure you're watching this. You are all for peace too. So please give me a warm welcome. Join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Jan Robberts from South Africa. John, welcome.
Salam, Mr. Sadiq, and I must say it is a huge honor and pleasure not only to have met you recently and learned so much about me. You are an inspiring person to me already, and I look forward to learning much more about you and from you as well. But it's a great honor to be actually live with you, to all the people you entrust me with to talk to in Pakistan and beyond. So it's a great honor for me. Thank you.
John, whatever you said in a few moments, can you tell the same thing to my wife so that way she is happy?
Yes, I can certainly do that, and it's heartfelt. So yes.
Okay, thank you, John. John, before we get started, how to remove an activity from the life? That's the most after coronavirus. That's the next topic we need to, because this is a coronavirus in our head for our rest of our previous all life. An activity in your life, your head, is bigger than coronavirus. That's what we're talking about. John,
Oh
before
yes.
we talk about the removing an activity in your life, is where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to get into a leadership role, helping people to empower them, become better leaders?
Okay, thank you very much for that great question. And I've got to keep it short because that's a whole speech actually. But thank you very much. And what happened to me when I was a young kid, I got bullied. I was overweight, under height, so I was basically fat, and that left scars on me for even at age 12. I grew to this height, which is 6'4". Never grown in height since. But the bullying stopped outside, but it started inside. And because of that, at age 17, I started a journey of personal development, and I cut out newspapers out of my life. I have never bought a newspaper for more than 30 years, probably nearly 40 years now. At the moment, have no television either. That doesn't mean I don't get to know about stuff, but I don't need to know about all of it, because when we cut negativity out of our lives, we have a choice to make. And then I got involved in the oil industry. I was training people. I was traveling around the world, and also got involved in management. But I was always very heavily involved in personal development. Started coaching training because I spent 10 months of the year in hotel rooms, which some people think it's wonderful. So I was reading and learning courses at night, and then the opportunity came in 2012 to become part of the John Maxwell team. I'd finished 2 years of coaching training, and then somebody invited me into a mastermind group about the 15 invaluable laws of growth. From there, I joined the John Maxwell team. And in 2013, John Maxwell asked for volunteers in his mentorship team, which I'd also joined, to come and help start transformation of an entire country. Now, I don't know about you, Mr. Sadiq, but I'd never been asked this question before, and I thought I would never be asked again. So I joined, and in June 2013, we went to Guatemala, a country with only 14 million people, but average age 20, and we trained 19,000 leaders in 3 days to become facilitators in values-based leadership. The country is transforming. Since then, I also got involved with Les Brown, who I said 30 years ago, if somebody's ever going to teach me to speak, it's going to be Les Brown or nobody. And be careful what you wish for. It's also got to do a lot with mind power and what you set in your mind, your decisions and your vision. And also got involved with with Les Brown as one of his platinum speakers. So having these great leaders from around the world impacted my life. And then on the way home from Guatemala, I quit my job, and I started with my partner, who I met in Orlando as well. We started a leadership institute here in South Africa, and also globally. And it's been a privilege and a pleasure for me, because I absolutely love what I do. I mean, we work with youth development, with leadership solutions, with communication, with team building, coaching, mentoring, training, facilitating all these wonderful things. And to be able to just impact people in the slightest of ways, that their life is going to be better, is absolutely amazing, and it's a blessing to me. There's a lot more to the story, but I mean, I'm living my dream in doing what I want, and I'm just blessed that I get a chance to do this, not only in South Africa but around the globe. And that is basically my short journey so far.
Oh, that's the amazing journey you shared with me, John. John, first, before we get into how you do you really measure that people are after your training or program of 6 weeks or 6 months, even a year. It doesn't matter whatever it takes. We need to make it happen in 10 weeks or like 2 weeks. How you measure the value is being increased in the leadership, is their level is going up, and now they're actually empower their people. They can do it.
It's a very good question, and whatever training we do, there is no such thing as an overnight success, and there is certainly no such thing as an overnight leader either. I mean, I know we're all leaders, and we have to lead ourselves first, and that's something that is speaking highly into values-based leadership, because we cannot give what we haven't got. So the measurement is seen in their development. And after the courses, we ask for feedback, and the feedback is amazing, but it might be amazing then. And one of the biggest problems is with a lot of courses is that they are maybe 1, 2, 3 days, and then what? Most people go back, they put all the wonderful notes they made on a shelf and never touch them again. Life happens. So the reason we call this values-based leadership now, we call it actually sustainable personal development, because that is what we all need, and that is what you get. So to listen to stories on a daily, weekly basis, that people are changing their lives, that getting to know more about, especially the basic values, that they actually, it changes their lives, it impacts their family, it impacts the culture at work, it impacts the conversations they have with other people, which they never had before. It is wonderful, and we see this on a daily basis. The companies actually, they start measuring this, and we've got measurements from organizations where we brought in values-based leadership, where the culture changed, and there is no, the bullying has stopped, and less racism, better communication, better productivity, because when an organization invests in their people, which is their biggest asset of any organization, even with the digital age, and we're going back to this in the fifth revolution, it's already around the corner where they're talking about going back to the human touch. So it is a big asset, and when you see that asset and invest in them, and people are feeling that they matter and that they're worth something, people start to grow in themselves. And there is so many stories. We've put a few in our book, the ebook, just some of the results we've seen, and we see that on a daily and weekly basis. So it's measured, for some companies it's measured over time in the bottom line. For a lot of them, it's measured in the way their people start behaving, much more connecting with each other, much better communication, all the things that are happening. But people start it is as if they now feel from their heart again, because they know that they matter. And that is a big deal, more than any amount of money. But I mean, of course, when people know that they're valued and they're important and they do matter, people start to. It's a famous saying that people don't know how much you. And people don't care how much you know, they know how much you care. They want to know how much you care. And when you care, and this is what happens when people start caring about each other again, we actually build a community of people who are like-minded, people who want to grow, and people who want to grow others around them. And that's leadership.
Oh, wonderful. That is amazing. Amazing. John, our topic is how to remove a negative from our life. We can, I believe, I don't know, I want to be wrong. We cannot be a value based leadership until we remove the negativity. We take out the negative stuff from it. We have to clean it up. It's like a cancer. We have to remove every bad cell in our blood first before we can add real good cells. Is that right? So how we start removing a negativity from our life? Life mean working at home, in your surrounding with your friends, and also at work, boss, subordinates, and all the people who are working for you and all over, because negativity is really killing the whole nation. This is a disease. It's even bigger than coronavirus. It's bigger than anything else in the world.
Yes. And again, an amazing question, and everybody's at the moment focusing on coronavirus, which keeps everybody off the important issues in life. And I mean, it is important, because I said, we never talk about the flu virus, which also kills a lot of people, and it is a similar kind of virus which is spreading around the world, and we hope and pray that there is a cure, and people are careful with washing their hands and all this kind of stuff. But it is a great question. Negativity, it creeps into everybody's life, and when it already starts at a young age, because until the age 7 we don't really have a, a conscious mind. So we are actually, everything gets soaked in like a recorder. So everything we say to our children is already very important. The nose, and you don't deserve, and all that kind of stuff. And 95% of what we learn at a young age already comes back to haunt us at a later age. So how do you, to delete or to chase negativity out, to do a spring cleaning of your mind is very important. And it's simple, but definitely not easy, because it takes dedication and it takes work. And there is 3 simple things. There was a guy called Charlie Tremendous Jones. He's passed away since, but he was telling us that there is 3 things that govern the rest of your life: the things you hear, the books you read, and the people you associate with. Now, if you take those 3 simple things, and that is also, the people you associate with, your family and your friends and the people at work, the things you hear, whether you sit around with negative people, the books you read, whether you read the newspaper from cover to cover to see all the misery that goes on, these are all choices, by the way. So we need to make more consistent and persistent choices of our own. Don't let anybody else choose whatever we do with our life. We have the ability to choose. That is one of the human things that sets us apart from anything else. I mean, Viktor Frankl wrote in a book many years ago, after he had been in the concentration camps, he said, You know, they can do whatever we want to, but the one thing they can never take away from us is our ability to choose, our ability to choose our own attitude. So if you look at those three things, then it is the people. Who do we surround ourselves with? Because we need to start from within, but it also has to develop from outside, because we need to be more careful what goes in here and what goes in here, the eyes and the ears. So do do we not spend time with negative people anymore? I'm not saying you can never spend time, but as you already mentioned, we sometimes have to delete, don't meet with negative people anymore. And certainly if they're in a family, you can't say, well, I never meet with it anymore, but you need to not only spend less time on those subjects, but also be the instigator of more positive news, more positive, and you can help build other people around you. But you cannot give what you haven't got, so you need to start yourself.
So, it's, as I said, it's easier said than done. How? How? That's the key part. Because in a family, just as an example, as my close friend who used to call me every day, hey, come on, let's hang out around. Did you know what happened? This all the bad news he gave. Now, how can I get rid of that friend? I don't want to tell him. I don't want to associate with you. That a reaction will happen right away. How do you do it in a systematic way? Just tell us, because that's how people can relate to this one. What's the
Yeah.
first thing I
Oh,
should do?
the first thing, I mean, again, it is very difficult with a long time friend. I mean, my mentor Les Brown actually had a very close friend, and he told him, he says, I cannot spend time around you anymore. I can visit you every now and then, but you are not growing, and I am growing. And if you don't want to grow, I honestly, I love you, but I cannot spend too much time with you anymore. And these are difficult choices. I get it, especially when it's a good friend. But and you can talk to the friend, like the people around you who are negative, you can talk with them, and it says, you have an awful lot of negative going on, and explain what it does to them, but also explain what it does to you. And it says, I need to make some conscious choices because I want to grow in life, and I want to help grow others, and I want to help grow you too.
John,
But if you're not willing, yes.
yeah, go for it. You had some bad audio once in a while. There's some
Okay, sorry.
audio issues happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if the simple thing is, you say, okay, I can't be with you anymore. But I mean, you need to be a little bit more sensitive to the people around you. There is other people you can just say, hey, listen, I don't want to talk to you anymore. And if they have a negative conversation, you can walk away from it. But your family and close friends, it's much more difficult. But you can at least choose the amount of time you spend with them, and also choose how the time you spend with them, because you have to be the instigator and the leader of spreading more positive news. So if they talk about negative things, they say, listen, I know you've got a lot of this kind of news, but I would like to talk about something more positive. So you have to start turning it around, because if you keep listening, you keep enabling those people, and you keep getting that negative information in you. So you need to be the catalyst for change, and that takes time as well. So you personally already need to say, hey, I can't watch so much news anymore. I can't read so many negative stories of negative news. I need to start associating with better people. I need to start listening to better material, like YouTube videos, motivational stuff, all this kind of stuff. And there's plenty available to us around the world now. And I need to read better material. And that is a choice we have to make. And once this happens, there is some people who don't want to be around you anymore because you become too positive. You say you have changed, and I say thank you very much. I hope you will come with me. But if not, they actually go and be in groups, because sometimes there is people I used to communicate with who can't be around me anymore, because I am too positive, which is strange. But I mean, it's okay. I says I accept that, but it comes from within, and you need to be that catalyst.
Yeah, the people say I can't, or they, because they are my close friend, I can't forget them. I can eliminate them from my life. Here's what I tell them, John. You can correct me. I'm just being a student here. Okay, I'm not the expert. I tell them, you have been doing for the rest of your whole life already. You have been ignoring people. You have been eliminating people from your life. I say, how come I never did it? I say, let me show you. When you are in elementary school, now you have done a master degree. Are there people who got dropped out from elementary school? Are they still your friend? I say, no. People who are in your high school, but now you are like a PhD. Are they still your, maybe once in a while, one or two, or maybe friend, but everybody else is gone from your life. And you left the previous company. You were a very close friend. Now you moved on to the another company, a new organization, new role, at a new place, new country, migrated to other place. What happened to your previous old friends? You eliminated them from your life, for knowingly or unknowingly. So you have been doing, you are the expert of eliminating relationship from your life. You've done it already. Now
Thank
you
you.
just need to change your focus. Look at these
Yes.
negative characteristics and use the same philosophy. How do you do that? If somebody call,
Well,
let's say we are talking, John, you and me right now. You brought, hey, by the way, Rehan is a very bad guy. I'm just putting Rehan, my good friend. He knows he is not okay. Yeah, I know. I'm just making a role play. Rehan
yeah.
Lawal is a very bad person because role play. I will say, John, stop 1 second. He said, what happened? I have allergy. He said, what allergy? I have allergy from a third party conversation. I don't want to be a part of conversation. Let's bring Rehan on the call and then we talk. They say, no, 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 don't tell him, don't tell him. That's what the people do. Don't tell him because
No.
they have no courage to say the same thing on their face and then they stop right away. If say you cannot be sharing the same thing while he is on the call, I don't want to be part of this conversation. And you know what? That removes the 90% conversation with people. I don't have a time. I say get rid of all the talking about which is not adding any value to anybody.
No.
Backbiting and
Yes.
trying to create a rumor out of rumor out of rumor. At the end, we don't even know what we are talking about. Somebody is making money on that. Don't be a free person for their free slave almost, I would say. You are have slaved for whole life in the negativity. Start positive. It's a fresh air, it's oxygen basically when you go for start walking every day for 1 hour. That will change your mindset. It will reset you every day on this one. So gossiping, same thing. Mostly gossiping is they don't talk to each other. When the two friends meet, guess what happens? They talk about third person who is not even there. Hey, did you
Mhm.
know what happened? Don't tell anybody. Then blah 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 blah. You know?
Indeed. And sometimes you have to ask yourself the question: if they talk to you about somebody else, do they talk about you when they are with the other person, as you just said? And
And they say, no, 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 no. He is a very good friend of mine because they have a habit of doing the same thing. Okay. In
for
fact,
sure.
when someone come to me, the moment they talk about somebody else, they lost me already. Forget it. I may be smiling. I may be talking to him for next few more seconds. They lost. You cannot be talking about third party while you are on a call with me. That's a given. 100% of the time. I get rid
Yes.
of them before they even think. Before they even
Mm.
talk about negative about me, they're gone because the moment they talk about somebody else, it's over.
Mm.
Because I don't want to be part of that conversation. I don't want to associate one bad apple in my company. Company mean relationships company, you know.
Mm.
So hopefully,
Yes.
so Arthi more is this an activity you don't want to be part of. That's it. Thank you. Arthi is really probably she loves you so much. She has been commenting very actively here. Most people don't have a courage.
Yeah, she always does.
Let me promote you. Most people don't have a courage to speak directly to the person they have an issue with. It's a reflection of their character. Immediately, you know they are not type of people you should surround with. You, Aarti, thank you so much. Thank you. I wish you are on the same call together too, so John, maybe on some other day. So people are. I am getting a lot of questions,
Yes.
John. We need to cover those questions as well. However, that's the first thing. Reduce your interaction with inactive people. That's what I got from you so far. And what else? What's the second thing they should do?
Yes. Well, I think, what we're really talking about, taking it back to the foundation of everything, and we already talked previously about leadership, and the fact that we're all leaders in some form or another. But if there is all these fancy names for leaders, authentic leaders, intentional leaders, relational leaders, transformational leaders, but in the end, all comes down to building relationships, great relationships. And how do we do that? We need to build a foundation of values, because if our value system is in place and we are all on the same page for our basic human values, and I'm talking about integrity, attitude, developing people, developing yourself, restraint, forgiveness. There's a whole list of basic. There's quite a few of them behind me, but there's a whole list of basic human values. And first of all, we sometimes say to people, you need to show more respect, but we might not be on the same page, and also we might not understand what to do. They don't give us the tools how to do this. And so if we can actually start working in small groups on an understanding of the basic human values, and that is the foundation of any leadership. That is the foundation of our whole human being, because if we have integrity and if we all are on the same page of integrity, we wouldn't talk about other people because you have integrity, right? And the same about respect. If you have respect for other people, then you certainly wouldn't talk about it because you have respect. So you either live the values or you don't. And this is something that we need to go back to basics. All these fancy names of leadership, when we want to build relationships, we need to start with learning about values, communicating value, and living the values together. But we need to understand them first, and that is the whole process we're talking about in values-based leadership. It is for everybody. We can do this in our homes. That we can sit down and discuss the values, because all these values are in this process are 2 pages. And what it is it actually talks about, for example, respect. It tells you what respect is, the characteristic of somebody who is respectful, the benefits of being respectful, but also the steps to follow to become more respectful. And then you also you score yourself from 1 to 10, and there is an evaluation, a self-evaluation, and at the end of it, you set yourself a simple human smart basic human goal for the next week to become more respectful. So you actually start implementing it straight away. And when we start connecting on basic human values, and even a simple one of forgiveness, we always think it is about other people having to forgive us and all this kind of stuff, and we walk around with hatred, with anger and all this kind of stuff. But if we can begin to understand what forgiveness really is, and that we really need to forgive ourselves first, and then only we can start forgiving others. And it's just a simple example. Listening is a wonderful one. Communication is with all the modern technology, it's struggling to survive and flourish, because everybody starts to do things, but we don't communicate as human beings anymore. There is more and more human beings of all ages that are getting lonely, and leadership is about including everybody. It's not actually, sending a message or saying you've got 5,000 Facebook friends. They're not friends, most of them. They're people most of them you don't know nothing about, and maybe a lot of them you wouldn't even connect with them personally if they actually walk beside you. But we need to get back to the human touch, so we can actually connect with our families, we can connect with our friends better, we can actually build ourselves and each other up at the same time. Because the best thing about leadership is not walking ahead and racing to the finish line. No, take it a bit slower and walk together. So whether it's in your family, whether it's in your friend circle, whether it's in a company, if we can work together and walk together, I mean, that's about teamwork, that's about communication. And John Maxwell says leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And that is influence with people. So if we can build relationships with other people, the better leaders are those who build better relationships. And that is asking better questions and learning to listen. So we need to connect,
Wonderful.
and that's what it is.
Yeah, leadership is about influence. Let's talk about more specifically. Leadership is about creating a positive influence. Many leaders have a very, very bad influence all over the world. So let's create
Oh
a
yeah.
positive influence. It's like that. Let it name it a coronavirus, which is spread all over the world of a positive influence. That's what we want.
Indeed. I'm
John,
with you 100.
how do we do? How do we do it? How we create a coronavirus of a positive influence all over the world? I want to be infected from that positive influence right now.
Yes, and me too, continuously. And first of all, I need to go back that to we need to look in a mirror. We need to tell the person on the other side of the mirror and says, hey, we need to stop this negativity. We need to stop being negative, talking negative. We need to get more positive, but they need to become more constructive and build relationships. Now, as you said, how do you do that? And again, it's very simple, because what blew me away when I walked away from Guatemala, the simplicity that 19,000 people started the transformation of an entire country where they had lots of problems. I mean, if you have an average age of 20 in 14 million people. Now, I know that Pakistan have got 200 million people and 60% are youth, and our youth are our future. So if we can actually work with each other and sit in small groups every week and um, connect on a basic value. So we start communicating with each other. We start to understand each other again, and we start setting goals with each other. Some people have never set goals in their life. So small human goals. So when we start communicating, when we start sitting together, when we start respecting each other's opinions, when everybody's got a voice, because, we need everybody to have a voice and everybody to talk, but we also need to start understanding each other better. In a rapidly changing world, it is very difficult to be a leader when you can't understand the people you want to lead. And most people don't even understand themselves. So when you start talking about yourself, other people start learning about you, and they feel now a connectivity, because you every week you're actually setting goals and basic values, and people see that you are having success. And when you share success, like it's like a mastermind, a synergy happens. And outside these small groups, you have conversations at the coffee machine, you have conversations at the breakfast table, the dinner table, and the boardroom table, and it all changes the culture. And that starts with going back to basics, discussing a human value every week. And that is the process that I saw for the first time in Guatemala. I mentioned Paraguay, we trained 17,000 people the first time. Costa Rica, 15,000 people in a week. We went to Ireland, where we helped started the process. And people say, well, Ireland is a first world country, whatever that means. But Ireland is a first world country. Why do they need values? We can all learn, we can all go back to basics, because there is problems everywhere, there's lonely people everywhere, there's people who want to be included, there's people who need to feel their matter at any age, young and old and in between. We need to connect again on a human level, because digital age is wonderful, but it says we are more and more getting to connect with each other. And when we can do that, when we can encourage each other, when we can work with each other, when we can share successes with each other, and we can just celebrate each other, things will change in a most positive way. I've seen it so much already, and I know it will happen anywhere and everywhere. I say to people when I train them as facilitators, take this home to your families, because you will change for the better. So take your family, at least take your family with you. If you're going to do that work, take your family, take your friends with you as well. So that is kind of I'm kind of excited about this, but that is exactly the basics we need to go back to. And yes, we've got all kinds of other wonderful leadership programs, from coaching and speaking and leadership solutions and communication and team building. But I mean, the basics need to be there first, because without basics, you're walking through a marshland, and sometime you're going to sink.
Oh my God, sometime we're going to sink. That's not right. So we
No.
don't want to be part of that one. So John has a gift to give all of you. If you have been watching so far, and I want you to, even though you're watching a recorded, doesn't matter, welcome. John has a gift. You go ahead, and I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to show it on your screen. It's also in the comments. See it too. Just click on the link, WhatsApp us, and write the word John, Jan. Then my team is going to send you the PDF ebook, which you can read. It's a value-based leadership and how to remove a conflict in your company, in your friendship circle, and at your home, and also with your relatives. So that way you can start living a peaceful world. And that way, once you remove all the negativity part from your life, you will start receiving good values. You say, oh, I can't understand this person, because this place is full of negativity already. That's why you cannot take in anymore. You have to remove stuff to create a
Yeah,
space to get in. Is that
indeed.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I call it a spring cleaning, because I talk with
Spring
Les
cleaning,
Brand. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And
Les Brand did a
here
good
is
interview.
the best part. It's a springtime right now while we are recording this right now. So it's a springtime. Such a coincidence. Doesn't matter when your weather is. For you, it's a springtime. Okay.
Yes, I mean, the same as people talk about New Year's resolutions. I can't understand those, but I mean, why don't we have new day resolutions? So we say, well, we'll start something new at 1st of January. No, today we are alive. We're blessed that we can open our eyes every day. Tomorrow's a new day. Happy new day tomorrow. What are you going to do tomorrow? Because the only guarantee that we all have that tomorrow will be better is if we do something better to better ourselves today. That's the only guarantee we've got. The other things are not guaranteed. And it is great. We need to help and encourage our leadership, but we cannot do this all the time. I call it blame storming. Blame storming is that we blame everybody, our family, our upbringing, our education, or lack of it, our government, our communities, our everybody else. But I mean, and then we try to change everybody else. It's a big enough job to changing myself, never mind anybody else. But the good thing is that if you learn to encompass this positivity and this vibe of change, this spring cleaning. And it says, today is your spring cleaning day. Start cleaning out that, and what you hear, what you read, the people you associate with. Start working on those three things. That's all you need. But it needs consistently. It needs persistence. I recently went through a deep study, and we train that as well. The Think and Grow Rich, which is a phenomenal book from nearly 100 years ago, and it is still as valid today as it was 100 years ago. And there is a great some great ideas in there, but also some great exercise about persistence. But we need to we cannot just do it one day and then tomorrow we go back to negativity. Oh, we'll do it again maybe Wednesday next week. No, we need to start living intentionally in this field. And I talk about intentional living as well. Living intentionally is not having some great intentions, doing something intentional to live a life of significance every single day. And people say about significant and success. What is that? Success is when you do something for yourself. Significance if you do something for somebody else. And it doesn't have to be the massive things like the Martin Luther Kings and the Gandhis and all this. If we can do something for a family member, something for somebody in the community, somebody stranger we see on the streets every day, something for somebody today. So we wake up and we're going to do something today to make somebody else's life just a little bit better. If we all do that, this world will change. And then we can sit down and discuss our basic values and learn about the basic values. This world will change. And it's not going to happen overnight, but we need everybody. See, there's, as you know as well, Mr. Sadiq, there are so many people who talk a good job. But I mean, we need the doers. We need those who want to be part of a transformation of a movement that will transform uh, the people in Pakistan, the people in the world, and it begins at home. It begins with us. But if we decide to get involved in this wonderful movement of transformation, this wonderful movement where we start feeling significance, and youth are much more into this significance to do things for other people. If we can show them a way where they can feel significant and be part of a movement that they can say to their children and grandchildren, we were there, we did something, we didn't just sit down anymore and talk about it and complain about everybody else. No, we became part of it, and that's what we need.
Wonderful, wonderful. John, I have a good news and bad news. Which one you want to take first?
Well, I'm going to get them both anyway. So I always like the bad news first, so we can finish it off with good news.
Bad news is we don't have much time left. However, good news is we are going to expand our relationship from this conversation to actually making something happen together. Are you ready?
I was born ready for these kind of moments. And I mean, to the listeners, and I know they know you very well and me not, but I mean, I am not I'm not easily impressed, but I'm inspired. And one of the things with you show by doing, you don't just talk. We connected recently, and today, I mean, I knew we were already friends on Facebook, but we actually connected through our wonderful friend Mr. Rehan, and straight away he says, "Can we talk?" It's not something, or maybe in a week or 10 days or 3 month time. Can we talk? And we talked, and says, "Can you be on the Facebook in an hour?" I says, "Of course." And this is what people need to take into consideration, that a leader like you who actually take action all the time. You're not where you are for nothing. You are there because you are a doer and you are passionate about impacting people. I've read about this already of you, and you're passionate about social development in all kinds of different ways. And you are an amazing example for all of us to follow. And I'm inspired by this.
Oh my God, I have to use this testimonial somewhere.
Are you right?
Okay, here is the good part. Say yes so I can explain what that is.
Yes.
Okay. You don't know what you said yes for. However, I will take it as a thank you so much. Here's what we want to do. We want to create 1 million people, like a small teams all over Pakistan, in every neighborhood and every city and every town all over Pakistan. Okay?
Yes.
It's not a 200 million people. It's a lot more than that, because the moment you count it, it's already obsolete because it's growing very fast.
Yeah.
60% of them youth. And you know, youth, my definition of youth is not the number. People say you are 50, you're old. I said, no, I'm not 50. I'm 18 with a 32 years experience.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Same
you're
here.
talking about all, come walk with me for 10 miles, 15 miles. I will walk with you just like I just started walk right now. So that's not I'm not challenging anyone. I'm just saying it's a mindset. It keeps you young. A mindset about the feeding you young. It's not about the age. It's just a number. And you know that already. So here's what we
Oh, yes.
said. Sign up for this one. I'm going to help you to create this transformation, positive movement only all over Pakistan, in every town, or even in every village, countryside, or district, or these administratively they have provinces, and they have the district level, they have the division level, they have the city, I think, union council level. They're like a different administrative units, and we will do it these small groups of 5 people, 6 people, small teams, uh, all over Pakistan together. Okay. And I know you have a certain way of training, and I'm a student. So that's people say, "What's your title?" I say, "I'm a student for life. Life is learning is forever. I learn from every gust when comes." So we are going to do this together. Rehan will help you, and there are many, many other Rehans. Rehan is going to connect you to other Rehans all over Pakistan to help you. Okay.
Yeah. No, I think I mean
Here,
it's
here is the
almost
one condition, though. Here's the one condition. You are not going to give up on our nation. That's the number one, because our youth need positive influence consistently, not one time. Okay. You make
indeed.
money with our country or not, irrespective of the money, you're going to keep continuing that part. That's one commitment publicly I needed from you.
You've got that.
Okay, wonderful. The second thing is, you are going to promise someday you're going to learn Urdu. You know why?
Oh,
Because
yeah. I mean, I speak 5 languages. Not all of them completely fluent, but I speak 5. But they're all European, and we've got 11 languages here in South Africa. I know some words, but I need to. And my partner understands Urdu quite well, so it's a
oh
good
my
place to.
God, where she is? Come on, I give you the link. Come on, join me now. I hear the link. Come on, Aarti, come here. Please join
She's
me.
already she's already friends on your Facebook.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, here is a link. Aarti, come join us. I just give you the link to the chat. You have been engaging so much, and so we are always ready to impact countries. Aarti says, worthy session. Khalik Nawaz says, and Aarti says, your age cannot stop the wisdom of your years of changing lives wherever you go. Oh my God, Aarti, I'm going to borrow this, steal this from you. I'm going to use it everywhere. Okay. Aarti, I got a permission on a live show. You cannot talk because you didn't show up here. That's why I wanted to hear verbally yes from you.
Yeah. But also with I mean she's a great inspiration to me. She keeps stretching me. She an amazing human being, and I've got still so much to learn from Arthi too. And having been a diversity and inclusion and conflict specialist for more than 20 years, the depth of knowledge and the depth of passion she's got for human beings. Actually, she will have finished her book, writing a book, Compassionate Leadership. So that tells you something. It's about compassion. And that, I mean, this
Yeah,
is basically what we talk about. We need to
yeah.
have more compassion and empathy for each other and work this way. And she is a great example and inspiration to me now for quite a few years. And I am fortunate in so many ways. And yeah, we are talking.
Aarti, don't you regret now you met this man in Orlando? Don't you regret by now? So she might be thinking, how do I know this? Because I already asked that question. So
Okay.
no, we keep it a secret among ourselves. Okay. So everyone who want a gift from John, this ebook, I want you to read it. I read it before I came on the show,
Yeah.
and the notes you read in the description, I got it from his LinkedIn profile, and some I got it from his ebook. And I'm
Yeah.
going to review it again because I want to see what you see it first, because I want to protect you from that one. It's a really good value. And what you do is just WhatsApp on this number or text it to whatever, +1 347 913 6496, or the link, you see it in comments all over, and I can put it again. Send it, live watching, recorded watching, wherever somebody shared it, tag you, whatever you did. Doesn't matter how you found this on YouTube, wherever, on Facebook group, someone recommended it, and somebody yelling at me, that's why you got noticed. It doesn't matter. Get this book. Okay.
Yeah.
This is going to start changing life. You know what? I'm doing it for my selfish reason. Some people complain about me. They will be gone. They will become a good friend. It's a
Yeah.
strangers are the friends we have never met yet. So strangers are the
Indeed.
people who have never met yet. That's why those negative people will become a positive people because of your this one. So
Yeah.
John, that will be a
And
big, huge commitment on your part. I'm just letting you know. I do not let people go because once you said yes.
I promised. I said to our friend, dear friend Rehan, when we had this first conversation some years ago, he took a couple of videos from it as well because he does it to everybody. But I said to him when he had this vision, I said, I already promised him, and you can ask him, he'll remember this, that I would never let him down. And because he's the same as you, that the passion and the connectivity and the things he wants for his country. And it's something that we are a team. We've got a team here, and we are only the messengers. I mean, we will come with our team and do whatever it takes, however long it takes. And I mean, we don't just come in. We're not one of these organizations that come in, go out, and we'll maybe see you again in a year's time. No, this is a commitment, and we have an amazing team that is willing to support your vision, because we are the messengers. It's your vision, it's Rehan's vision, and I'm sure there's plenty of people who are watching this having a vision that they want a better Pakistan. They want to not only a better Pakistan, but they want to be part of a movement that will help, and they want to help and be part of that movement. So when they look back in years to come and says, we were there, I was part of it. And those kind of people, I already say, we're only a messenger. We will help you, we will train you, we will guide you, and we will watch all the amazing things you're going to do, because it's all of you. We just come in with the team, and we're going to do whatever we can to make sure that the people we're talking to just now, and many more who will see this, that they will be empowered, and they will have the tools and the tips and the skills and the drive and the motivation to actually say, yes, we want this now. Our time has come. It's not going to be next year or another decade from now. Our time has come, and we want to be part. We
You
want
know
to be
what?
part of the movement.
I just came up with a thought. If you don't like your boss, you want to make him a human, and you're still looking for a job somewhere else to switch it because you don't like your boss and you don't like your environment in your company, guess what? Ask them to just send a WhatsApp to this number, contact us. We can create your existing company in a better working place for you. Just do it for a selfish reason. Come on. Read the
Yes.
book first and then introduce us to your boss or the CEO of the company. I will talk to them. And that way, he can actually transform your whole company and make it a better place. Because
Indeed.
when you joined it, you like the company. That's why you joined on the job anyway. Then what happened now? Some bad
Yeah.
things happen. Time to twist it, clean it up. Springtime at a company and a corporate culture. Make it a positive value-based leadership, because leadership drives everything. And even at our top level, in a political level, we need a cleanup. Not like a getting rid of them. I'm not talking about
No, no,
that one. We
no, no.
need to talk. The thought process need to be cleaned up. Springtime at every level, so that way they
Indeed.
all inspire everybody else surrounding them. It's not about
Yeah.
talking bad about others. If it helps, it would have been helped 70 years ago. It didn't help. Time to change that thought process. Please speak positively whenever you can. Whenever you can. You don't have to talk negatively about anyone. It's not needed anymore. It's not
No,
needed, because
we
that
don't
has
have
not
to.
worked before for 70 years. How it will work now?
Yes.
You keep
How is that? Yeah. How is that negativity? How is talking negative and depressive talking? How is that working for you?
yeah,
you know.
yeah. If you like the results, don't invite us. Just stop. Why you're watching the show anyway?
Yes. Yes.
so
But I mean, there is
so
always people.
John,
People
John,
are
John,
everywhere.
we are in only a few minutes left.
Yeah.
So anything I didn't ask you and you wanted to share?
I mean, we have shared quite a bit with the people, and I mean, if they have questions, I'm sure that'll come to us, and I hope they also come with solutions and answers, and that they want to be the solution. I mean, the ebook they will get, it actually just showcases. I mean, we've done this over the last years, and we wanted to put in there some showcases, not because of look what we've done, but no, look what's possible. And if we have this done this in informal communities, we've got. I mean, this is for schools, this is for universities, this is for communities, this is for government. This is we've been in the armies, in the forces, all the different forces. I mean, this is for everybody. We've got 10-year-old kids who've become facilitators in this process. So don't feel I am too old to this, to that. No, you are here today. You're watching this today with us. I mean, I've been blessed to have had Mr. Sadiq invite me to this, and you are watching this with us, and you I know you want to be part of this. Mr. Sadiq is going to help you, and we look forward to meeting as many of you as we can. And as Mr. Sadiq said, time to go big or go home, and we're not going home.
Yeah. So Bashir Ahmed said, I need this ebook. Bashir, You know that I have sent you this WhatsApp number many times. Text it to the WhatsApp this number. You will get it because my team is standing by to give you that information. We can't
Yeah,
post a link outside like this. We need to know who you are first. You are really ready to take action. That's why we want it. And
yeah.
uh, John, I'm
Yes.
going to put you on a spot. You have no idea what's about to come. Okay?
No.
You have been my guest. This is our first meeting. We never met before, and
No.
now you will be. You can't even get rid of me after this one. Let me tell you this part. Here is
Thank
my
you.
question. What would you say to your best friend about Better Pakistan show when I'm not there?
I mean, I say I have had one of the most amazing experiences today with an amazing person. I mean, I mean, even if I try to, there is nothing negative that can be said. What I will say is, today, Mr. Rehan has connected me to different people, and today I have met a person that is inspiring, that is passionate about youth, that is passionate about the positive growth of his country. He breathes it, he shows it, he lives it, and he is an upbeat kind of person. And you need to connect with this person, you need to follow them, and you need to take guidance from him. I have got a lot to learn from that person. Mr. Sadiq is going to be also my mentor, because I know he's got so much wisdom and so much to provide me, especially when we're coming into Pakistan, where uh, you you are the experts. I'm going to learn from all of you, but I know that if you have never met Mr. Sadiq yet, I know you need to connect with him, because this is a man who will share his passion, he share his commitment, he shares his consistency, and he shares his intentionality. He is an intentional man, and he wants you all. He wants, as a nation, young and old and in between, he wants us all to be more positive and work and live together in peace. And this is the guy I want you to connect with.
Thank you for your kind words. And as we are about to wrap up, what would you say as a final word?
No, all I can say is, I'm just absolutely humbled and blessed with having met you only a short time ago, and already, the things we're talking about is a true blessing, because m- my passion is to impact people positively wherever I can, whenever I can. This is what the rest of my life is about, and I'm just happy, and I hope that the people who are watching this, I hope that the people will spread this, will start their own movement and say, we need to become more positive. There is ways and means which we're going to do this, but we can start today. Don't wait until values-based leadership lands on your table. The time to start is not tomorrow, because tomorrow never comes. The time to start is today. So start reading more positive things, start listening to more positive material, and start meeting more positive people, but all talking more positive to the people around you. Be that change. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Be the change. That's the word for today. Be the change. So are you ready and excited? You want that book? I'm sure you're still watching this and even unrecorded. You watched it so far. I want you to do this one thing. WhatsApp to this number or text it directly. You will get the ebook. And that's a value-based leadership and how to remove a negative people from your life. You can, that's a great gift to yourself. Okay. The first thing is you need to have those people have been living here for free. This is the most expensive real estate. This 2.5 inch, and somebody could be 3 inch. I don't know. So they, you have been letting other people live here when they don't even care about you. I'm telling you right now. Oh, this guy did bad thing to me, and I'm not going to forgive him. Blah blah blah. You get up. You have a dream about them, and whole day you screw up by thinking about this bad person. That means you have the most expensive real estate. This is the most expensive real estate. You may have seen it before from me, and that person has been living, that thought, negative thought has been living here for free. Imagine somebody has the most expensive real estate like a property, then you're giving away somebody for free. That's not possible. No, I won't give it because I spent so much money. Wrong. You already done it. You have been doing for whole life. This is the time to get rid of them. Go away, go away. It's like a bee sits on here just to do this. Like sometimes in the start you have to do too many of them. They are gone. When then this, oh, this guy is not a guy or girl, it doesn't matter. It's as a person, this is not letting the negative thought come to their mind, then your life will start changing. Right now, you focus on making money or whatever, it's not working for you. You know why? Because there are too many negative. You have so much weight of negative. the little positive you have once in a while, whatever comes, there's nothing you can do with that little thing. You need quite the opposite, 180 angle difference in your thought process, 180 angle thing in your learning style, 180 angle difference of everything what you're doing right now. That doesn't mean you're doing wrong. You've never been told it's not your fault. That's why start focusing. Fire. You are fired, not you personally. All the negative thoughts. Tell them today, you are fired. You cannot let it in anymore. And the best part is you are going to WhatsApp on this number, and then you're going to get the ebook that will start. That's not. There's no magic in the ebook. It's going to tell the all the simple things which you are not maybe aware of or never noticed. Now you're going to consciously focus with the 100% intention and do it. Then wait when we launch in Pakistan, in every small groups all over Pakistan, in every part of the Pakistan, in all the 4 provinces, every speaking language, and create a harmony, trying to understand ourselves first positively. Then our life will start changing. Guess what's going to happen? Our leadership who actually rule us, they are going to listen, and they listen. They say only what we want to hear. They are very good at that one. That's how they get your votes. Once you start talking positively, they will be forced to think positively. They will be forced to take decision positively for you, because they are ruling for the people. What type of people? If you are better, they have to be better, because you are the youth, you are the future leader, you are going to run the country later. So why not start building that character, what you expect from them now? Why not start building character in yourself, so tomorrow you can be a leader? Leader doesn't have to be the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Every one of you is a leader. You are born as a leader. Why? Because you're going to influence your family. You are a leader of your family. Man, woman, doesn't matter. You're going to be working as a low-level job, then you're going to be team lead. You are a leader. You are leading, influencing other people in your team. And then you become a manager, director, and XVP, and eventually someday you will be president or CEO of the company. Happened many times all over the world, including in Pakistan. However, if you don't have the strong values inside and you are not a value-based leadership, guess what? You are going to fail as a leader. That it's like a ship is sinking at that time. Don't do this one. You are having, it's a very costly mistake for yourself personally and for your family and for all the friendship circle and everywhere, wherever you go. Be a person of a value, and value comes from a value-based leadership learning. And first thing you need to do is remove the negativity from your life, which is by texting it to this number or WhatsApp this +1 347 913 6496. Start with this, take the first action as read this ebook, and you are going to be in a right direction in your life. So be a value-based leader, and good luck to you. As I said, I was about to wrap up. Thank you so much. Again, this is Mohammed Siddiq. I really enjoyed everything what Jan Robberts said. John, thank you so much for your leadership and the message. And from my team, Better Pakistan team, and myself, we really appreciate you by coming on the show. This is Mohammed Siddiq signing off from Atlanta, Georgia, wishing you all the best. Good wishes to you and to your family. God bless you. And at the end, I say, Pakistan, Zindabad.